Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Jay Culture. Today we're going to be talking about darts manipulation. We're just going to, talk about darts, where the angles or locations we can actually place our darts. So from our previous class, we've done two darts already, and we're going to use our front bodies for the dart placement. There are different angles or locations which we place our darts. We have different kind of darts. We have the French dart, we have the straight or the side dart, we have the mid armhole dart, we have the shoulder tip dart, we have the mid shoulder dart, we have the mid neck dart, we have the center front neck dart, we have the center front bust dart, and we also have the center front waist dart, and we have the waist dart on its own. So we have like 10 locations where we can make our dart placements. We already know how to draft our front bodies, so we're going to be using just the front bodies to make this dart placement. And we have the bodies that have just the waist dart intake, so we know how to draft the bodies that have just one dart intake. We're going to mark the other locations where we can transfer our darts to get our French dart. The French dart can be placed at any angle below the straight dart, so we can place our French darts here. We just rule from the bust point down to this angle. So this is our French dart. French dart. Here we're going to cut open. If you want to transfer all the darts to the French dart leg, you can close up the waist, or if you want to take two darts also, you can open up like so. This is how you can take your two dart leg. If you want your two dart leg to be taken like this, you can open up like so. Here you get your waist dart and you get your French dart. But if you want your French or your darts to be at the side like so, you just have to close up the waist like so. You close up the waist darts, then all the darts will be on this angle. So to get our side darts, or our straight darts, we'll just have to transfer all these darts to the side. We'll have to cut through, so we have to cut to this point, that's the bust point. We'll open up. We already used this for our two darts bodies, that's why it's like so. So you just have to close here up to get side dart. If you want all your darts to be at the side, you can do the same, or if you want it to be like so, if you want to have two darts, you can have one dart leg here and another dart leg here. So if you want just one dart, you just have to close like so and get all your darts at the side. Here we're going to mark side or straight darts. Straight darts. Then to get your mid armhole dart, we're going to take our ruler. Then first of all, you mark the mid armhole. You take measurements of the armhole depth, which is 7. You mark the mid armhole, which is 3.5. Then you take your ruler. You make a rule from the mid armhole to the bust point. Then you cut to where the bust point is. You see, we have another dart leg. So you can also decide to have one dart leg here, then another dart leg here. Or you can decide to close it up, then have just one dart leg at the mid armhole. So we're going to close it up. So to get your shoulder tip dart, you're going to take your ruler. This is the shoulder tip. We're going to rule. Take your ruler, mark it to where the shoulder tip is, to the bust point. So we're just going to mark armhole, mid armhole, armhole dart. So here we're going to cut to the bust point. So you can transfer your dart to any location of your choice. It also beautifies the dress or whatever you are designing. So we're going to mark mid armhole dart. Oh, sorry, shoulder tip dart. You can see the sides to have two darts. Okay, let me turn it. You can decide to have two darts. You have one at the middle, or you have one at the shoulder tip, depending on what you want to achieve. So to get mid shoulder dart, this is what to do. You just have to close it. This is what to do. Close here. You mark the mid shoulder. Take the measurement first. Mark the mid shoulder. Then you take a ruler, take it down to the bust point. Then you cut to where the bust point is. You cut open. You can also do some gathers depending on what you want to achieve. Okay, this process you can also do your gathers. You can also do your pleats. So we'll close that shoulder tip to get just one side of the dart. So you have your mid shoulder darts. You can see. So all your darts can be at the shoulder area. You closing your waist darts, you can transfer all the darts to this shoulder area. Then you close it. But make sure that you take inches upward, 2 inches upward. You take 2 inches upward to end the sewing of the darts. So any other angles you are going besides the waist, the side, you have to take 2 inches upward. For the French darts, make sure you take 2 inches inward to end your dart intake, 2 inches upward to end your dart intake on the shoulder dart, 2 inches upwards to end your dart intake on the shoulder tip, also with the mid shoulder dart intake, 2 inches upward. Besides this, that we already know the standard measurement of the body size, so make sure to remember that it's 2 inches upward from each dart intake to end the sewing. Okay, so to get your mid neck shoulder darts, if you want to transfer all your darts to the mid neck, you just come like so. You take the measurement of the neck. Make sure you take an accurate measurement. We have 4.5 inches, so we're going to divide by 2 to get the midpoint. We're just going to rule to the bust area. Then we'll cut open to close the shoulder dart so that all the darts will be transferred to the mid neck dart. So you can close this side. If you want a design, you can make 2 darts the shoulder and the mid neck, so you can design your dress like so. Okay, most of us must have done this kind of design, but we don't really understand the names of the darts that we do take. So you can transfer all your darts to the neck area, that's the mid neck. You can transfer your dart there. So let me label them. This is the mid shoulder. This is the mid neck dart. Now we're going to come to the center front neck. So we're going to take our ruler. This is the center front neck. You know, you place your fabric on fold before you cut, so you get the effect of the design. So we're going to cut open. Like I said earlier, you can do any gathers, any pleats on it. So you can have two dart legs if you so desire. You can have one at the mid neck area or the center front neck area. So you can close up this mid neck dart and transfer all the darts to the center front neck. So to get our center front bust dart, you just have to cut open. You just have to cut open. You can transfer all the darts here, or you can have two dart legs. You can put gathers here, you can also put gathers here, depend on the design you want to achieve. So you can also decide to transfer all the darts to the center front bust area. You close it up, have your design at the center front bust. Then to get the center front waist, you just take your ruler. This is the center front waist. You make a rule. For this, you can also use it for your cowl dress or cowl blouse, which any design. So you cut open. You can have two designs. You can have a gather here, you can have a pleat here, depend on what you actually want to achieve. So you can close up this if you want your dart to be in one location. You can close this up, you can close that up, then leave all the dart, transfer all the dart to the center front waist. Or you can also open up the waist dart and close up the center front waist dart. That's all about that manipulation. So I'm just going to label it so that we'll understand. This is the mid neck dart and this is the center front neck dart. This is the center front bust dart. This is the center front waist dart. And this is the waist dart. So you can see the 10 locations of where we can place our darts is complete. This is the waist dart. This is the French dart, which can be taken around the bodies, the side bodies, away from the side dart. This is the side dart, which is taken on the bust line. This is the mid armhole dart, which is taken at the mid armhole. This is the shoulder tip dart, which is taken at the shoulder tip. You just have to, every dart is, it connects to the bust. Okay, every dart connects to the bust. So this is the mid shoulder dart, which is taken at the mid shoulder. This is the mid neck dart, which is taken at the mid neck. This is the center front neck dart, which is taken at the center front. Okay, this is the center front bust dart, which is also taken at the center front on the bust line. This is the center front waist dart, which is taken at the edge, at the center front waist line. This is the waistline. So that's all about that manipulation. After taking your bodies, your front bodies, so it's very easy for you to locate it. So you can actually use this, you can use these darts to make your designs. Okay, so that's all about dart manipulations. Thank you, and see you in our next class. God bless you.